Hello everyone! Welcome to the OC Philippines Nationals 2025 Mania 4K/7K Division Semifinals Showcase. We apologize for the delays once again as we had to fix some issues on the map pools and also fix some replays that we had. Um, well, it is very unfortunate that we had these delays. It is important that we are able to fix these to be able to provide the best experience to you guys once again. This is Silo SKL's all or Lively Peninsula, and joining me in the commentary booth is going to be Lot and Surfer85. Hello there, how are you doing today?
Hi,
Hello. Oh, okay, you lot go.
yeah, I suppose I can go first because 4K Showcase is once again going to be showcased first and forefront. And again, another wave of difficulty increases both in the 4K and 7K division. I usually don't look at the 7K map pool myself, but man, there were some very funny difficulty mishaps, I would say, especially with some of the upcoming custom maps that I believe will be a very exciting surge of dopamine with the difficulty increase being so high. And that's not to even mention how tricky in both raw skill and technicality the 4K map pools have become. We had a lot of fun map pooling and playtesting for this map pool. So really, without further ado, I'm really excited to showcase this map pool for you guys as soon as possible.
You have anything else to say, Surf, before we start?
Well, let's just say good luck to all of the players, really.
Alright, I guess that we can go start with the pool then. Alright, let's start with Rice 1, I guess, Lot? Okay, here we go.
You are lucky that you get good luck from any of us because this map pool, there is no mercy. There isn't even supposed to be a good luck. Anyways, race
Go ahead,
one
Lot.
is it is your typical speed pick, and I'm surprised that this map hasn't been used more considering it's a really high quality map by Polarin, and Polarin is very well-known rice mapper. He is basically able to do anything. He's not as well-known as Shoegazers, unfortunately, but he's surprisingly as versatile as she is, and he's here to provide the 4K scene with a variety of 4K rice maps, including this one. And I'm very excited to bring this underrated map to light with this map pool. This one is kind of unexpected for a speed pick. You, you all may be familiar with, I don't know, the old 7K map ranked very long ago, the Farm LN map by Seiran, but this one is a very underrated speed pick, clocking in, I believe, 360 ppm. And these patterns are basically continuous for around 50 seconds. There's no breaks. So very standard with other speed picks. An extremely long and continuous single stream pattern that will test both your raw skill and the ability to, let's just say, act these delayed notes well. This is just pure skill. There's no luck. There's no good luck. There's just skill.
You're right. So yeah, that was a really difficult chart, and I mean, it's kind of a given because man, y'all have been putting some really good scores on the 4K pick. And we thought it's gotta be harder.
Round 16 was too easy. Quarterfinals was still too easy. And keep in mind that there aren't eliminated players on like after round 16. So quarterfinals has basically the same players from round 16. Yet the scores are still sky high. So maybe we hope that these map pools are finally giving you a true challenge because we are actually having trouble playing these.
Alright, so I guess we can proceed with Rise 2. Okay, here we
Yeah.
go. Alright.
Well, surprisingly, I believe this map is of the same BPM as last round's Rise 2. Let me just check again. Okay,
So-
last round was 242 BPM, and this one,
So what makes this harder then?
this one is 231 BPM. Technically, it's slower, but it's like miles denser, more continuous, and definitely trickier to play. At least that's what I think about the map, because I have massive skill shooting jump stream hand streams, and apparently you guys are very good at it according to the stats that was for quarterfinals.
Yeah, normally we would want to increase the BPM here. And honestly speaking, what I find interesting as well is you did mention that this is denser. Okay, I definitely see where you're coming from on the denser part. So I guess this is where the difficulty really comes. I believe though the faster, like the one that really tests your BPM should be Rise 3, really. So this being denser despite the BPM being similar is sort of, well, it's just there, basically. So don't worry. If you think the fast jump stream isn't here, really this is just a test of how well you're able to read density. And this one definitely merits a BPM to be lower here.
This map is a bit progressive in terms of difficulty. Like, the earlier half of this map has a slightly more smooth patterning. This one has a lot of one-handed drills. Oh my god, that one is so long. This one is
Yeah.
like approaching basically the densest version of hand streams and jump streams possible.
Yeah, this one reminds me of what's that again? Wait, no, not the Choten. It's more like I forgot, but this reminds me of some certain dense hand stream jump stream chart. But that's exactly why this is in semifinals.
I think MWC maps I can remember on top of my head, maybe Holy Orders by Valedict and Lemon Guy, or Desperation, Unity no Ribbon. I don't know. This map is honestly much denser than any of those MWC maps. It's a bit anti-meta in that sense, but I believe this is a very interesting and perhaps more like player aligned way to test your jump stream hand stream skills. Like, I think general like push players have a more enjoyable time playing these kinds of jump stream hand streams. It really pumps your adrenaline, but it's also so hard.
Indeed. So now let's go with the Rise 3. I think this is where here. Yeah, there you go. Take this away, Lon.
Yup. You know Shoegazer. I mentioned her literally when Rise 1 came up as a figure of like absolute legend in Rise mapping, and here she is back in our map pools with another DJ Sharpnel jump stream map. This one is I believe not used in any tournaments, surprisingly. Maybe because other maps are easier to like find and more convenient to Mappool, but this one we noticed that one scaled up to 1.4 fits nicely into the stamina pick when the length is just below 5 minutes at 4 minutes and 38 seconds. That's still very long, but at least it's not longer than the tiebreaker. So here you go. This might be the longest pick of the whole map pool actually. And it doesn't help that the map is 255 BPM either. And when it comes to these standard tournament jump stream hand streams, it does test a lot of patterning variety and how you transition between different kinds of patterns. Even though shoegazer mapping is extremely well structured and consistent, it still feels straining because of the variety presented in those consistent structures themselves.
Yeah, that's understandable. That's understandable. Like this chart, I just know, I just know a lot of people are going to enjoy this. Like this is your typical jump stream and stream chart. I mean, obviously it's more of a jump stream chart, but I'm really excited to see how players will perform here.
With the chorus kicking in, there are a lot more hands presented, and the density also ramps up a bit as well, introducing a bit more anchors. Most of these anchors stop at 4 notes, which is much more comfortable than the previous Rise 2. However, paired with this 255 BPM speed, it does feel trickier to coordinate. Like,
Like look at all of the trills here. Imagine playing this at 255 BPM. It just keeps on going. Really, I think it also doesn't help the fact that this just does not stop at all.
I feel like the stamina factor kind of makes the map feel much longer than it may be. Like, at the intro, there's 2 sections that are occupied by breaks in between, but starting from around the 2 minute mark, it's just continuous jump streams for a minute, no, 2 minutes and 30 seconds with minimal breaks in between. So it just feels like you're being pushed against your limit constantly until the end of the world.
Well, it just keeps on going. Like, I don't know. Like the fact that this just does not stop. I mean, it's clearly a very stamina based. It's definitely a very stamina based pick, so I can understand where this is coming from.
Indeed.
By the way, like I think what I really like about this chart is, again, just keeps on going. It even with the stamina factor, it does not hesitate to test you with your, what do you call this again? With your pattern reading and all that.
I think for the remaining players, for the like low seed versus high seed, then the top players are just going to treat this as a consistency test. But for those middle seed players, it will be both a consistency and stamina test, and definitely leading more to the latter because of just how long this is. And I sure hope we ramped up the difficulty sufficiently for there to not be such monstrous scores again.
Before
Yo,
I continue, by the way, before I continue, I just want to say I have a feeling this is like the last round we're going to accommodate the Rise 2 pick to be a certain BPM. Because I have a feeling I just want to say, because we really are focusing on aspects such as density, because some people might be wondering about the overlap between Rise 2 and Rise 3, but I could definitely see where this is coming from. This one tests more of how you're able to keep up your stamina on a certain BPM, while the other one is really reading. I just have a feeling, lot, probably in the next round, it's definitely going to be a lot faster, don't you think?
Mhm.
Because, man, I have a feeling players are going to still nail these picks. Anyways, Rise 4. Rise 4 is gonna be quite the pick. Okay, this is not my map. This is by Banger. And I can agree, this map is definitely a banger pick.
I will disclaim that I did not pull this pick. This pick is pulled by Snow. I do not know where Snow like find all these extremely solid Kojak picks. They're so good, and for what? They're also like very underrated. Like I bet like $20 that no one knows about this map, even myself and the other pullers. So this map is basically like a fresh new Kojak map.
By the way, this is 163 BPM. That's if that's as if the previous pool's BPM wasn't fast enough. I just wanted to let you guys know that. I think the previous one was like 140 something, so this one is 20 BPM higher.
Yup. It's a bit lighter as a fair trade, but nevertheless, 163 is still 163. Very fast. And I think this map aligns more with the typical MWC Kojak because it's fairly light and transition focused. Like you can feel the, let's just say it feels intuitive to play, but it's not, at the same time it does not feel easy to act because the intuition comes from the fact that the map itself feels more like a tech-based speed jack rather than like anchory dense core jack.
Oh, definitely, yeah. This is kind of really the intention of Rise 4. And that's really how it's supposed to go. At least for this, like I guess we could have like a transition period from here, from quarters to finals, but we'll see. Though then again, this is a really difficult pick, and the BPM certainly does not help. Let's go with Rise 5, shall we?
But surely no one, there will not be a 300 pick like last round again by Boji. Surely not. Especially with this pick coming up. This is just an incredibly evil tech map. This, I believe, was a monthly beat mapping contest submission made by DZ and Mifa.
Alright. So this one has some long notes in it, but they shouldn't really determine the outcome of this because they're very straightforward.
Kind of occupies the first third of the map, so that's like around 40 seconds ish, but the compound is not going to last long. As you can see, the mini jacks are already building up, and it's going to appear in much harder forms from now on.
Alright, so now what makes this such an interesting chart to me is Odie Zero or Dark Star. Dark Star
yeah.
is known for very difficult technical charts. This is definitely no joke. Just look at how consistent this is. Like look at how consistent the patterning is for the rolls, technicality, and etc.
The bursts are so continuous and densely packed, and those triple jacks feels pretty reminiscent of 3-star charge from MWC 23 qualifiers. These ones are super hard, and this is just that map anteed up by like half a round. It has like a similar dumpy vibe, but the mini jackiness and the irregular bursts are definitely not ignorable.
This is also a pretty short chart. 2 minutes 23 seconds, especially with those dumps. That's just gonna give you a very small margin of error.
Indeed, the rise note count is not a lot. It's just 1,827. So, yeah, I think it's a bit lower than usual, maybe.
Mm-hmm. So that's definitely fine. All right, let's have Rice 6. The last Rice pick. So we had Go TX in the previous round. I wonder what this round is going to be like. What this round's gonna have.
Last round was long. This round,
Pieces must not touch one another. Don't.
OD9, by the way.
this round is even longer. Maybe. Actually, it's equal length, but it certainly is much more continuous. Gose X have a few breaks. This one is just no breaks. Almost. This one is a very typical FFR like breakcore-ish jump stream based mixed rice. It's very continuous and certainly features a lot of timing transitions. You go from broken jump streams to mini jacks to slightly techy but also very well skill burst, and also these dense core jacks.
This is crazy. The fact that this kind of pick is already just considered semifinals level. Oh man. I'm really scared of how this is gonna go in match.
This might be the only break that you will have. Yeah, and the hard part is now back. I think as long as the mini jacks are there, I don't think you can get any breaks. Like the mini jacks are arguably the most chokeable part of this whole map. And that is paired with these very dense and fast broken streams, which is the main contributor of raw skill. So you both have raw skill and like chokeable attack patterns. There's basically like this map has every mean to make you miss and drop your accuracy.
You know how, like, the fact that what makes this hard, you did say about the mini jacks. How about we highlight at how this chart is, again, 4 minutes long, and at the same time, like, do you just not see how this song basically just does not stop at all? That's another thing that makes this so tiring. Like even if the patterns here are pretty straightforward times, well, not this one, well, not this time for sure. It just gives you a relentless amount of time to just try and recover. It gives you no time to do that at all.
This map, I believe, was also like a classic, extremely technical map. As Shoegazer said 4 years ago, the amount of pushback this chart has received for being an extremely difficult chart that isn't straightforward rhythmically is massively disappointing. So it just shows how scary this map was to the old player base who are unfamiliar with tech. But now that we are familiar with tech now, this map is dedicated to you all-rounded players, appearing as early as semifinals.
Oh my goodness, yeah, this ending. I think the fact that Snow is holding such a very high combo in this pool as well is insane.
Do not curse commentate.
Oh!
Oh my god.
Did I just curse on the showcase?
Accidentally. I knew he missed, but like
I didn't know he missed. I didn't know he missed there, okay?
I knew, but I wasn't able to
I am
stop
so
you
sorry.
from cursing.
I am so sorry. I did not know that.
The
Oh,
curse
come on.
the curse was predetermined, y'all.
I did not know. I didn't even watch this replay. Oh my god.
Please call us immediately on the toll-free
Every time an
number.
MWC commentator cursed a miss indirectly, an angel loses its wings.
Close this window before coming out. We will be
Okay,
forced to
so we
disable
saw how
this
much of an
electronic
how
device
much
to prevent
more
further
difficult
damage to our network.
Rice is.
Error number
I'm just gonna say this: the Ellens, they're harder as well. I swear. All right, let's see the Ellens. Starting with LN1, please. Okay, we've seen Inai Sekai the song in PHNM 2021, but this was totally different. Inai Sekai in 2021 was a lot easier, and it was, I think, LN4. So there's some differences here. I believe this one has LN coordination aspects onto it.
This one is indeed the coordination release pick. And as per this slot, it is mapped in a very typical timing hell style. A standard, consistently, rhythmically complex, and also very coordination heavy. It's a lot of finger control and transitioning, because the pattern itself is broken stream at the tapping base, and when layered as LNs with different lengths and patternings of LN, it just feels very tricky to transition between one pattern to another.
Yeah, this one definitely has a lot of elements like that, where you gotta make sure you can transition from patterns really carefully. I mean, this is a pretty fast release coordination chart, which is pretty crazy. Again, the fact that this is already just considered quote-unquote semifinals level, and the kind of scores we're expecting from a lot of our players here is also insane. By the way, 3-minute chart, so consistency is gonna be another challenge here.
The pick for the coordination pick for MWC 24 semifinals was Crystallines Fake Fake Fake, which was 255, but it's lighter and much shorter at 2 minutes and 35 seconds and 255 BPM. This one, however, is longer at 3 minutes and 9 seconds, although the BPM is 250. Not to mention, the patterning is much denser, packed with more anchors, non-smooth patterns, and definitely coordination-heavy patterns. Like, it's pretty evident from the higher star rating, 5.5 in Fake 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 compared to 5.67 in Inai Sekai.
Yeah, there's just so... Like, it's actually really difficult to score very high here. I'm so curious to see how everyone performs here. This is one of the most... not really the most, like this is such a difficult coordination pick. Even for semifinals as well.
For semifinals, it's not this sure a very big step up. Timing Hell was kind of introduced indirectly through quarterfinals from Mysterion's Hachimitsu Nikki, but this one just pushes everything up by a notch. Like, last round was much lighter. This round, it really isn't giving any mercy at all. Like, it's showing its true form, which is going to be apparent on from here on now on.
Alright, so now... Let's proceed to LN2. So the previous round, it was 209 BPM. It was supposed to be the same until I said, no, it has to be higher. Which is now where we have 218 BPM Inverse. Not inverse, sorry. I meant Ellen density, my bad.
I think Els said that even with the harder than MWC Ellen density pick, all the players were still smashing the map. The only comment I have for this situation is that y'all are on steroids. What the? So here is another much anticipated U East density map of the same very dense variety, now at 218 BPM. That's also harder than MWC in many ways. The density is higher, the BPM is higher, and this, as per the classic U East density style, it's also much more coordination based as well.
Yeah, there's so many. Like when I was playing this, I was like, yeah, these players are still going to do really well in here. Which is why I think it's really just appropriate that we make this chart faster than the previous round's pick. Like, you have to understand, like, players nowadays definitely have to be tested even more. And I know these players will be able to nail these charts still.
This map is fairly continuous. Of course, in like the perspective of the overall map, there are a few breaks here and there, but when we consider how long each section is, it really feels like you have to keep a continuous holding motion, which is going to put an extreme toll on your stamina. And pair that with continuous jump stream patterns, which is basically the typical Rise stamina test, it just becomes this endless gauntlet of stamina LN, let's just say that.
Yeah, they just keep on going, really. It just does not stop. I mean, you do get some sort of breaks here at some point at the middle, but that's it. That's all you're gonna get. Even in the ending, there's gonna be a lot of L intensity sections here.
It does not let down to the very end.
And just like that, that is going to be the LN2 Ellen density pick. And now, let's proceed with LN3. This chart is really hard. Despite the score that I have here, I promise this chart is really difficult.
Some of you may be a bit familiar with this from Mania Key Clash Cup finals, because this was the boss LN pick for the Mappool. However, it was slightly overshot. It's like one round above, so it's just appropriate that this map is going into an MWC semifinals difficulty Mappool, like here. This is basically LN speed, let's just say that. Last round is also a similar kind, as evident from the burst of that's presented throughout, but this one is much more consistently fast. Last round is like 215 BPM with some 1/5 and 1/6 burst in between. This one is just straight up 276 BPM broken streams. That's even faster than LN1, by the way.
Indeed.
So it just emphasizes how speedy this pick is, truly living up to the name of LN Speed.
It is indeed very difficult. It really, there's a lot of short LNs here, a lot of anchors, and it just makes you have to be really coordinated while going fast, which is why I think this definitely fits like an LN3 choice.
There's like the speed aspect in both the tapping, the releasing, and somewhat the holding part as well. Because higher BPM means the 1/4 gaps are also naturally much tighter. So there's a bit of coordination and physicality mixed in here. Like, it's a very interesting blend of skill sets. It's not very describable by words, but you can definitely feel it when you play the map. It's just overall a very interesting experience of a map.
And now, just that's LN3. I will say though, just to preface this, LN4 is the most evil out of all of them. All right, let's roll it. I swear, when I was playing this, I literally told Lot I cannot FC this right now.
Your down timer shall go to 0 with this map.
Exactly, very very good transition there. I actually pretty much agree with that.
This map is, I think last round you all are familiar with how we slotted the maps. LN3 is a wild card, typically a speedy pick, but LN4 is going to be a very evil LN Tech map, which is just extremely difficult to transition and act.
Alright.
And maybe you are a bit like think this maybe I can do the one crystal timing hell like Inai, but this one is much trickier than that. It's like a blend of shields, like pseudo LN jacks, and these aggressive erratic bursts.
Yeah, there's so many bursts here and mini jacks which will make you suffer a lot. That's where a lot of my misses came from. I'm not gonna lie. Like, okay, I think there's like a section here where you're just gonna see me miss out of nowhere. I swear I got so mad when I missed there. Oh, it's around here. It's around here. There's this section. I think it's here. Yeah, I know now. This is where I missed. Oh, not yet? Okay. But like, look at those mini jacks. Those mini jacks can make anyone drop misses. Okay, it's around here. This is where I missed. Come on. I know. Did I not miss here? Wow, okay.
Ro cannot curse herself.
This is the exact moment where I missed though. Right here. I don't know what. Oh, okay, there. See, I told you.
Yeah, and as
There's
seen in
just
the
so many
replays
mini
that there are
There's
12 misses.
There's just so many mini jacks where I was like, I forgot where I missed. And there we go. Like those mini jacks will really make you struggle if you're not careful.
Wait, let's not forget to mention this map is 3 minutes and 10 seconds long. That's very long for a tech pick. Like the tech pick is already supposed to like be the trickiest of all, and with how sustained the patternings are, there's basically no room to take a break at all. And like these jacks and bursts are also getting progressively harder. Like they're approaching inverse jacks, and you know how coordination inducing these kinds of LN jacks are. Surely coordination kind of showed them in a way, but this one just feels like it's the true form of jack coordination and also tech. Like it's very tricky.
Man, this pick is so hard. And just like that, that's the pick. LN4. What more can I say other than what a difficult LN pool? But if you think this was hard, I promise you guys, the hybrids. Oh my god. That's what I want to say. Okay, let's start with hybrid 1. Because hybrid 1, Gehenna, I think Lot, you know where this was used first.
Yeah, this one, interestingly, this is originally Mappooled in Speed of Light 3. I believe quarterfinals. Initially,
No, finals was 1.05, I think.
Oh, I see. But yeah, we are using this map in 1.0 here. This is your typical consistency-focused streamy hybrid. At 250 BPM, it's going to be really fast. The LNs are akin to Coronation LN1, and then the jump stream patterns, they're so dense. It's kind of like Rice 3. This might be the child of LN1 and Rice 3. Like, there are so much similarities. Well, this part is a bit techier and definitely rice focused. This rice burst combined with dense, contagious jump streams with a few bursts of elements to transition in and out. Oh man, what is this?
Yeah, there's so many jump streams here. I mean, this is definitely a huge. This is definitely a huge upgrade from King World in the previous pool, and I can definitely see why this was here instead. Like or at least after that.
Interestingly, King World is 252 BPM, which means technically this map is slower, but this map is much more continuous. It's basically like the textbook definition of a consistency or Roscoe hybrid.
Just keeps on going. I mean, okay, as an LM player, this is the easiest part of the chart, and now it's gonna be the hardest part of the chart. Although
Yeah.
I'm actually hitting this part. I did miss somewhere here though, I'm pretty sure. Why am I cursing myself? I'm just showing you guys where I missed. Oh, there we go, see? That's right on cue. So like,
Congratulations.
So I'm just saying, there's so many parts here that are really difficult. By the way, before we go to Hybrid 2, can we please lower the music just so we can avoid any sort of conflicts with streams? Just a warning because yeah, Hybrid 2, we just want to be safe. Okay, so yeah, please let's lower the volume for Hybrid 2.
This is a Bound Bold Next song. Let's just
Alright.
say that. So we will have to mute the stream.
Yeah.
This is going to be C's Rhapsodia d'Amour.
Yeah, the thing about this is, I think this one has a lot of mini jacks on it, but there are also a lot of LNs here. I mean, okay, of course it's a hybrid, but those two elements really make this such a difficult chart to be stable on. That's what I noticed here.
This map is slower than last round, but much denser. I feel like this round has a bit of a pattern here. A lot of picks are slower but denser, as if like trying to make you guys struggle in terms of density instead of the speed, because maybe you are a bit too good in that speedy aspect. This map is also much more irregular than the previous World Collapse. It's a Mysterion map, which means we have a classical Mysterion mapping, very erratic and freeform. Aside from the jacks, there are also bursts and a lot of graces. Like here, the Allens form a lot of weird graces, like might be a bit RNG to hit even, or you just have to concentrate very heavily to hit these graces properly, on top of trying to push yourself to hit these jacks and Allen shields.
Alright. Yeah, those shields, mini jacks, they're definitely what makes this chart so difficult. I'm actually really scared because this chart can really throw you off if you're not careful.
I think there's like a lot of places where you can drop a miss, not even twins anymore. I mean, you can drop 200s on the bursts and graces, but the intensity of the jacks are just going to like try to take a miss or more out of you. So yeah.
I will say
Really?
we can already unmute, by the way. The next pick of the pool is the hard, at least excluding the rice, because I'm pretty sure the rice is harder. But like the hybrid 3 is definitely one of the hardest picks in the pool. At least top 3 hardest. Alright.
Last year, I think there was also another The Funk pick for Semifinals Hybrid 2, which was extra round. Well, The Funk is back for another year with SDMNE's effervescence.
Yeah, okay. It was Hybrid 3 as well, actually. Extra stage. Yeah, that was Hybrid 3. This pick is really, really difficult. Just look at all of the mini jacks, anchors, and rolls. It just has everything. This is so hard. You'd think this was in the finals, Mappool. But no, this is definitely semifinals.
Well, I feel like hybrid threes are just naturally hard because it's tech, and tech hybrids are like the culmination of trickiness. Rice tech, I think a lot of people are familiar with it, and it's kind of pushed to the limit of reasonable technicality. LNs are very comfortable for those who can noodle because for them it boils down to like good release and coordination control, but here it really doesn't cater to anyone. Rice players struggle at the LNs, the LN players struggle at the Rice.
Indeed. So yeah, I just can't believe what we're seeing here. Like, do you not realize what makes this chart so hard? It's also because of I think it's just how the LNs and the Rice transition with each other. That's definitely what makes this so difficult here.
Like the Rice's base is 180 BPM mini jacks and some heavy burst that comes in quick succession, and then LNs are packed with similar burst, but there's also a lot of like releases as well. However, LN bursts are also naturally inverse based, so it just makes it much harder to read and to get good accuracy on. And if you like overhold the LNs, then you will drain too much of your stamina and may miss.
Yeah, this pick is really hard. I do think it's the hardest non-Rice pick. But, before we go to the tiebreaker, I think I wanna like ask the chat, like, what do you think I got on the tiebreaker? We're talking act-wise. Like, what did I get for accuracy? What do you think I got? Like, genuinely, any guesses? Like, I'm just saying, lot. The tiebreaker, I'm pretty sure you had to edit some stuff on it, right?
The original map was too hard. We had to edit it. It's not a custom, but it's like a very original, like it's an unknown map. And in fact, it's mapped by one of our fellow Pinoys. Not
Uh-huh.
not my fellow because I'm Vietnamese, but like it's your people.
It's our
Oh,
people. Let's go. The people. The people. Okay, so let's go. My accuracy in here is actually around 97.87. This is how difficult the tiebreaker is.
this map is made by Jan Awesome 22. He's a Filipino, and that is probably good news for you guys because yep, people of the same country. But that aside, this map is absolutely relentless. It's a very all-rounded test, and it starts with this 180 BPM focus. Jackie text section, very akin to Tonight We Fly, the Rice 5 pick.
Yeah, there's a lot of mini jacks here. I swear, this start is really hard, but it doesn't compare to what's ahead.
The start's already extremely chokeable. There's these triple jacks, grazes, and bursts that come in very irregular ways. So yeah, the tech aspect is definitely amplified by a lot.
There's just so many core jacks and mini jacks and dumps. It just has so many patterns mixed into it.
And we are going to transition out of the Rice Tech section and come to a bit of a breather, but it does not last very long as we immediately come back to LN density.
Yeah, this
I
is
believe-
this is the easiest part for me. This is the easiest part.
Yeah. I mean, it's of course going to be easy for the OM LN3 champion, but this part I believe is 210 BPM. However, it's also very dense, so actually it's not even 210, it shortly evolves to 220 BPM at the Kian. And with this density, it's just relentless as I mentioned.
It just does not stop. It just keeps on going. Like, that's how insane that Ellen part is. And I just know there's one more Ellen section that goes right after this break.
The first quarter reminds you of Rise 5, then this one reminds you of LN2. You cannot escape from the shadows of the Mappool.
Indeed. So we have the Rise section. We have a little bit of jump stream here. Jump stream, split trills, and a lot of those. I'm getting really scared here. Just, again, there's still some Ellen patterns here.
Just a bit of garnish elements.
Like, look at those split trills.
It's still like much harder in the Rise aspect than the LNs because the LNs are just garnish.
Alright.
However, this is where the true LN shines.
Yeah, I
The
actually
BPM
struggled here.
The BPM it already increases to 230, and the parrying becomes more coordination focused because of this BPM increase. It's of course lighter, but yeah, and it transitions to a completely opposite skill set, which is Rice Chord Jack. It's not even.
Yeah, this ending is gonna be brutal to so many players.
I believe the BPM of these chord jacks are 172.5 at 1/4, which is equal to 230 BPM 1/3. That's faster than potentially the finals chord jack pick. Let's just say that. I'm not going to spoil anymore.
Oh, just wait for the ending. That ending, man. I promise everyone. I only dropped a little bit, but it doesn't change the fact at how difficult this ending is.
To first occupy this ending, you have a mixed rice section. This part is 250 BPM, and it's mostly chord focused, but between these chords are a lot of bursts and fast mini jacks. So you have to like do these dense continuous anchors while juggling between tech patterns, especially these fast mini jacks. And as the end approaches near, we have firstly an insanely dense jump stream hand stream section, and to top it off, a very fast speed part. This is, yeah, I think Els just dropped so much at that speed burst.
Yeah, I really struggled on this pick. I mean, okay, to be fair, I'm not exactly at my peak right now. I still don't think I'm that close. But the fact that I only got 97 on this should already show how difficult this tiebreaker is. But now, this is a really difficult pool. Don't you agree with that, Lot?
Yeah, this Mappool is just... Oh... I think we ran out of words to say about this Mappool.
Yeah, so for the meantime, like while we're preparing for some stuff, because the 7K pools are about to come, I just wanted to like say some interesting things. Like, it is true that like I remember we were taking a look at BPM, because when I was like seeing the map pools that Lot and Snow made, by the way, shoutouts to them, they came in clutch once again. They're the reason why these map pools exist, and I'm really thankful to have them in the team. So like we were looking at the BPM, or they were looking at the BPM, and they definitely did a great job looking at how this is going to be. I actually think that some picks will definitely be avoided. I think Hybrid 3 is going to be avoided a lot. Don't you think, Lot? Because that pick can be really make or break if you're not aware of how that map works. So I have a feeling players should Please stop sight reading these pools.
I think Hybrid 3 is its advantages only if you are extremely all-rounded, because tech is like the essence of all-roundedness, but in a much more abrasive form. And it being hybrid does not help either. You have to be very well versed in both Rice and LN to be able to tag this map, and I believe that's why it's going to be such a niche pick. But there's going to be an audience for even the smallest niche, right? Surely.
Definitely. I mean, if SV was a thing for a long time, then there's definitely gonna be niche for everything. I think something else that really stands out to me is probably how the Rises go. Like, we saw Gamma stop at Rise 6. The fact that that is already considered semifinals level is insane. 6 years ago, Gamma's stop was already like at the finals level, which at the time was also grand finals, because grand finals and finals used to have the same pools, at least for MWC. I mean, I do think that Rise 2 might be considered the act pick of this round, because there's no way Rise 4, you know, please, I don't think we're gonna be seeing another 3x to 300 score, right? Right?
I'm looking at you, Boji.
Di ka sure. Hello po. Hello guys.
So ayun. So I am very much aware that a lot of the stuff had to be fixed. Actually, both 4K and 7K. For 4K, we were just getting everything done. And we believe something funny happened in the Mappool, right, sir?
Okay, so the reason why we're stalling right now is that apparently the tiebreaker difficulty name for 7K exceeds the character limit for a Windows what do you call it? Windows, like the file path
It's
size.
too long to be compiled.
Like, it's too long. It's too long apparently. So we had to yeah.
We're scrambling for time here, basically.
We're
but
scrambling for
We're all good. We're all good.
We're all good. The chart is final. It's just that
Reducing
yeah.
the file name length, because also
Yeah.
will not like upload.
Yeah. We had a very long tiebreaker diff name thanks to Glon, but it was very funny, so we'll still say it regardless.
Yeah, I'll use it as a banner for the upload. Just so wait. Yeah.
Celebration.
Anyway, yeah. I think while we're waiting for that one replay, I hope it actually works. I think we can start with the showcase.
I believe
let's
everything
go.
worked. I did check
Okay.
everything right before, but
Yeah.
let's hope for no more hiccups.
Let's hope
We've
no more
delayed
hiccups.
enough. Come on, we delayed
We've
enough.
delayed it enough. Yeah.
Alright,
Surely we will
so
not get another title like Cyrus, a cybernetic superluminal apocalyptic post-war divination.
Imagine
that's a
that.
lot.
Yeah, I think it's worse. I believe
Alright,
it was worse,
so-
though, yeah.
Okay.
I think that means me and Lot will be taking our exits for now. Thanks so much.
Nah,
for having us.
can you
No,
guys
no.
stay until
we'll
like
stay,
9
but
minutes?
yeah, we'll stay. But what I mean is, we're
like,
gonna
by-
let you two take the floor. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I'll give you a clue. I'll give a cue on what will happen at midnight, which is like what 8 minutes from now. But anyways, let's start. For our speed pick in the 7K pool, well, we have a pretty
Are we
interesting
doing
one.
this
We have,
again, by the way?
huh? What is it again?
Are we doing the if we have a custom, we have the OJ one, ganon?
Maybe, who knows? But what is definitely sure is that the first pick, our speed chart of this pool, Exile, is not a custom chart for PHNats. This is a custom chart for MCNC, if I am not mistaken.
I believe so, yes. I don't remember what round though, but
Yeah. But this is our speed chart, and this is now leaning more towards the delay stream kind of speed chart na. Like, this is not just the fast patterning that we had over the past few rounds, and I think it's about time really that we introduce delays. Also a 2-minute pick, so any misses are gonna be pretty you just want to avoid the miss really. But overall, this is like a very straightforward chart. If a delay, like a straightforward delay, is a thing that we could call it for the most part.
Yeah, but still, a very, very significant jump from quarterfinals. And honestly, like, I do know that we are short-staffed here in 70, but I am very glad that we got another replay maker for 70
Yeah.
because we would have taken way too long otherwise. So,
Yeah.
welcome new replayer son. to the staff
New
team.
replayer son. That's
You are now given access to the Terraria server whenever the hell you want to join us. So naman
Yeah,
tayo,
like,
we go lang.
again, I mean, if you happen to be an eliminated player, I mean, you could take part in doing the replays. Actually, we are allowed to do so. Like, if you're interested, you can maybe contact us. Benefits include access to our 24/7 staff-only Terraria server. That is definitely not post-plan terror right now.
So that's how
Yes,
much you guys
Itowachi.
have been doing.
Yes, Itowachi. It's already post-plan
I
terror.
stopped playing Terraria at the map. Two starts from like other for like other tournaments, not this one, for two other tournaments, and I'm suddenly far behind even more than I already was. God,
I mean, don't worry. We have like what? We have like tomorrow night to catch up. Anyways, let's move on to our then
yeah.
scored stream pick. RC2,
Alright.
which is now
OJ1!
Let's go. I
How
cannot.
many OJ charts do we have this time? Let's see.
Yeah,
We had what?
this is-
Four last time? Yeah?
Maybe. I think umabot ka ng OJ4. But yeah, we have OJ1. Yate viene Otdam. If
This sounds very, very like Russian, if I had to
Yeah,
guess.
this sounds like very Counter-Strike core.
Can't speak Russian, sorry. So
Yeah.
don't I'm not going to try and butcher. I'm gonna try it, but I'm definitely butchering. It's a very up down. That's what I can hear from the music anyway, so
Anyways, about the start, well, it's your dead score stream really, like another very straightforward pick, but this time around, what you'll notice is that you're having pretty big chords already. Really big chords in these streams, and I think that's one thing that you'll also notice as we enter like into the later stage of the tournament. More and more big chords really in these dense chord stream picks. Not just brackets anymore, not just like consistent double stair movements. You're gonna do a lot of chords in a chord stream pick, which fair enough. It is a
Yeah.
chord stream pick. Gotta put the chord in the stream. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that's a quote for the quote box right there. And
Yeah.
also only 7 BPM increase from Hashira Umamos na long flip.
Yep. Not much of a BPM increase, relatively speaking. But again, it's like compensated with the overall density of the charge list for the most part, really. Which I think some players might prefer, some players might not. But again, this is if you're a Rice player in remaining in the team, like this is a pick that you would definitely want to keep open. Anyways, more of these patterns really as we enter the final quarter of the chart. This is one of our longer picks. Just to note. Okay,
God.
so yeah, this is a really dense section now.
The
Like,
bass, bro, the hard bass.
of course. Of course, like it's not Russian enough if it's not hard bass. Alam mo no, speaking of may sinabi isa kong friend eh. Ang budots daw yung Davao version ng hard bass.
I hate that I can't refute your argument.
Oh my. So so every time makarinig power.
Nah, hell nah.
Oh my gosh. I didn't
That's a
even think
clip,
that
that's a clip.
I did not even think that it would be also just a slight delay. I I think our streamer son is looking into fixing just something, going into our next one. Though since it's only 2 minutes left. I think we can do one more pick before the special thing that we're gonna do at
Depends on
midnight.
how long the next map is.
I forgot how long it is. So yeah, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's go for Rice 3.
We just do it after, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just do it after. Bahala na kung ano. Bahala na kung hindi tayo exacto at midnight. Pero still though.
Doesn't matter. It's still the same. You know.
Yeah.
All right. So one last one.
Alright.
We have Rice 3.
Alright, so we have...
TY1.
Oh, yeah, TY1 indeed. So this is our fast coursing pick, Nighthawk 22 Animation Warrior theme. The start here though is reminiscent of a heavy core jack, pero again, like that's kind of like a standard. I don't think there's like a better way to chart that section, to be fair. Now, one thing that you notice in this chart is that this is reliant on bursty patterning at a fairly decent speed. This is relatively faster than what we had with Rice 2. And I'd say like a lot of finger control is needed really to maintain your accuracy on this chart.
Yeah, but still, yeah, the density does pack a bit heavier of a punch than last week, so even replayers are somewhat struggling a bit, but he's still with 99, so that means it still works for semifinals, right?
Oh, yes. And now we're seeing like these snaking stairs, like reverting stairs na ano. The separation between the two notes has some variation in it. So something for the players to really keep track of. But again, like for the most part, like the patterning here is more of like the opposite really of what we had with Rice 2. Which again, Rice 2 is like super straightforward, like double stairs that just flow with each other. This one, like one stair does not flow like the other. And then not to mention you're also dealing with like higher BPM, like more a bit bursty really for the most part. Not to mention this is a shorter pick, so something the players should be careful. Try not to drop too much in this pick because it's gonna be harder and harder to recover really the later you find those kinds of moments.
I also would like to say this looks very mind-blockable.
Oh yes, it is. Ulit-ulit na nga yung music eh. Oh yeah, this part. Yup.
And yeah, good luck, I guess.
And that ends our third Rice pick. And since it's now past midnight, Ken, cue the music. Ano ba yun? May countdown pa?
Yeah.
Past midnight na eh. Ayun! Happy birthday to our co-commentator and Mappool selector for 7K, Itomokachi. Happy birthday! Woo! Let's go! Happy birthday!
Birthday!
Thank you guys.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Let's go!
Celebration!
Let's go! Woohoo! Let's go! Okay, let's move on to Rice 4. Enough stalling. Let's go Rice 4.
What you so easy. Anyways, it's Rice 4.
Okay, so here we have Kirana Magic Aquatic.
Alright, thanks
So
guys.
this
Thanks,
is
guys.
another MC, isa na namang chart na ninakaw mula sa MCNC. This is our quarterfinals core jack sa atin semifinals. But again, for a very good reason. But again, like if you're familiar with this chart, this is also ranked as well. So, ano ba? Like the jacks here are very spread out for the most part. And then more stair-like movements as well. Kaya I think like a lot of people might find this reminiscent of Batsubyo in terms of like the patterning, like yung qualifiers natin na
Yep.
qualifiers natin na
It
core
feels
jack.
like that, but less techy than Matsubio. But I do have to say, we did have something different here for S3, but we were scared that we would
Ano
let's
ba?
just say if we had it it would be good for one person in particular. However, it would also risk our channel getting stuck. So
Ayun nga eh. Well, ano, hindi natin pa rin, no? Also, this
Yeah.
pick is actually one of our longer picks again, like just locking, above, just below 2 minutes 50 seconds. So, stamina might come into play in this chart. I mean, I know we've been avoiding like over 3-minute songs in our song selection, pero it's for a very good reason. We're just playing along with the meta, like the pooling meta for 7K. Anyway, more of these patterns. Also, what I like about this starter as well is like how consistent the density is. Like from one section to another, like you're not really being thrown off. Like, yeah, sure, you have these big chords, but it's kind of expected really for a chord jack pick of this difficulty already. Yeah, no, like I feel like this is gonna be a fairly high scoring chart for those players that are definitely confident with their chord jacking.
indeed. A lot of people who are confident on coordinating their fingers to play chord jacks. I feel like they're eating good for this one, I guess.
Yeah, sana all po, sana all. Yeah, like let's close out the patterns here. Like again, very consistent patterning. Like if you're not yet tired by this point, you might be, especially if like you're not that well versed in chord jacking. Kaya like stamina management po ang ating key dito. As we enter like the final few moments of this chart. At ayun na nga po, that is indeed our chord jack pick.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to our accuracy heavy technical pick. We have IT1 monitoring featuring Hatsune Miku by Deko Nina-san.
Deko Nina, my goat. Thank you for allowing songs of yours to be used for really. The song was just credit. It made it so much easier to find a song for this.
Oh, indeed. Also, since this is your chart, I think it's for the best if you're the one who explained this.
You think? All right. So imagine Turbo but harder. That's literally it.
Wow. Hindi na. Also, why are there LNs in my rice pick?
There's like 10. There's exactly 10 long notes here. You cannot complain, okay?
Okay, that's fair enough. But yeah, when you mentioned like the turbo but harder, I think I could see where you're coming from here. But again, like a lot of this,
a tiny increase, like +4. So
kaya nga eh. Like I think like the only change really here is like a bit more density and some more reliance on a bit more technical patterns. But again, like this plays more into the mixed tries kind of stereotype na chart.
mhm.
Like again, mostly that's like the accuracy element really coming in. Pero I'm pretty sure by next week you're gonna expect some wacky stuff once you enter the finals pool. Wink wink nudge nudge.
Yes.
Yeah. Gonna be some wacky stuff na starting next weekend. I mean, it'll still be relatively comfortable. Pero like not to the level that you're gonna see on Rise 6 or Buraot pattern pick. Medyo ingat-ingat lang tayo lahat. And also those trills are actually pretty sinister. Oh,
a lot
those
of
hits.
these are 1/6 or 1/8, by the way, so have fun.
Yeah, like you'd actually notice like the difference if you're not careful, if you're not careful identifying like what is 1/4, what is 1/6, you're gonna have some big problems in this chart.
Have fun with that, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, so like more of these patterns, like this is just an overall increase in technical, like more the patterns are a bit more spread out na compared to like the earlier moments in this chart. So something for everyone to be careful of, I'd say. And that's our right tech act pick. Now let's move to our tech wildcard pick. Now the true Buraot chart.
Oh, J2!
OJ2, ang haba naman. Ang haba
We
naman.
can't even read the
We can't
name!
even.
Let's
This
just
is
say it's
algorithm.
algorithm.
Yeah, there you go. Haba nung ano ah. Yeah, this is our Buraot pattern. So this is like, if like, Rice 5 isn't wacky enough, well, here you go. Here's the whack.
I looked
Ayun.
at this chart for 5 seconds. What the hell? What the hell are these snaps, Kura? And I'm like, yeah, no, no, thanks.
Ano ba yung pag-open mo ng AI mod, meron ka makikita ilang error doon. This note is not
Diba?
snapped. yung ganun. Imagine.
Like, if you think about it, monitoring has like 8
Yeah.
warnings about 1/12 usage there at the beginning. That's it. And then this has, I don't even want to know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, more. Now here we go. Like this is like the true fun part. Ito yung ano eh, ito yung medyo kulang ng ano eh. Quarterfinals eh. Like it's stuff like this that will have to appear eventually.
What do you even call these patterns besides rice
I mean,
brown?
Okay. To be fair, I think like to manip this, you're just gonna chord jack that section.
Yeah. But
Oh.
the act loss
Yeah.
from manating is probably a very significant decrease. So
I mean, naka OD7 naman, so I guess it won't be too bad.
it's not that bad. Di pa naman grand finals.
Oh. Pero is it worth manipping at this level though? Yeah, I think that's like the biggest question here.
Yeah. That's the biggest question. I think people have to do like multiple pass-throughs on this map.
That is if they don't mind block this immediately though.
I feel like this is a very big avoid for the lower seeds.
Oh yeah, definitely. It would be funny to see this in the losers bracket though.
This pick will decide if there will be a tiebreaker, or maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
I just hope, you know.
Oh, what
What
was
the heck is
that? Cora, ano yun? Ano yun? Ano yung pattern na yun, Cora? Pwede matanong.
Ano po yan?
Ano po yun? You know it's bad when even your Mappool selectors are even surprised by that pattern.
Well, to be fair, both Mappool selectors can't play like the other one. So,
Tanda mo po, tayo po nag-approve.
that's true. It looked
Yeah.
cool. However, what the hell, man?
Yeah, okay. Let's go. LN1 na po tayo. Let's move away from our rice. Lagyan naman natin ng ulam. So we have Nekororuru. Love it. It's art by X Neko.
This was another reuse from a different tournament. Yoinked from MCNC. This is their semifinals release pick, so we're just taking it because the quarterfinals release pick is literally a 3-star, so we ain't
Yeah.
using it.
Yeah, and like we needed a proper follow-up to fake meme. Ayun. So this chart is what? From what I remember from playing this months ago, this is, well, if you cannot release LNs on time, good luck. Like this feels like one of those like those like late 2010s 4K LN release meta charts na sobrang irregular ng release timings. Now this is like
patterns.
Yup. The thing about these patterns is that they're super easy to execute but are really, really hard to time.
They look very cool though. I gotta give it to Xneko.
Yeah, they are. This chart is really fun to play. Pero, I feel like despite this chart being more physical than a lot of the other release charts that we could even put in this, pool, I feel like this is still gonna be avoided mostly because of the timing factor in this chart. Medyo, I feel like this is a must avoid. Pero remember, like strategy-wise, we're not talking about the chart anymore. Strategy-wise, you only have one ban. You have like what? A lot of LNs to fit. like a lot of LNs to negotiate, and we're not even talking about inverse just yet. We're not
I
even
just
talking
remembered,
about
yeah,
coordination just yet. Oh,
we have 4 other long note picks basically, 3 LNs and 1 EX2. So
yeah,
good luck.
indeed. Good luck. Ano yan siya? Like, ano yung tawag na doon? Like, choice paralysis ba yan or something?
Yeah, I don't know the
wala
actual
lang.
term, but it's probably something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Like, the many choices are gonna make it harder for you to choose. But yeah, that's like, that's like the thing with these expanded pools, really. Anyways, that is our LN release pick. Ngayon, let's move to our LN coordination pick. And shout out sa isa naming test player for suggesting this one. We have Ave Mujica in Prison 12. So,
Yeah. I
balik
love
tayo,
Bandory.
balik tayo sa slow songs, actually. I feel like this is just barely faster than Pamela 1. And this is also a chart that is reminiscent of what I'd say, like parang Avril-like na coordination. And this is a 3-minute pick. So, good luck. I feel like if there's a chart that people would actually ban just out of the song choice, it might be this. Kasi mabagal agad yung simula. And like, this chart is like a lot of surprises, like a lot of places where you could just miss all over the place, really. Ayun na. A bit like semi-invert patterns, like not really full inverse. Pero stuff that you have to be careful with. Yan.
Also, the song is just chef's kiss.
Oh yeah, it is really good. I don't play Bandori, but that song is good.
Three-minute pick though, still very long.
Yeah. Yeah, medyo mapapaisip ang ating mga players dito. With how they're gonna be moving the pools all around, really. Like, kung LM player ka rin, are you gonna think about playing this kasi mabagal siya? Kasi not everyone likes to play slow LNs even though that they're an LN main. Ano pa ba? Like, if they're like considering bans, like, okay, am I gonna ban this or am I gonna ban the other LN picks? Like, am I just gonna tank this pick? Ayun.
The illusion of free will.
Yeah. Like, it's always better to make those decisions harder for the players, I'd say. You gotta have to weigh your options. You gotta weigh your options properly, indeed. These last patterns, man, like, kung hindi ka pa, like, kung hindi ka pa nauurat sa kaka-hold ng mga notes na to, like, naman mabagal, ewan ka lang, at this point, parang medyo mainis ka na.
Oh my god. Look at these patterns, man.
Oh man,
Free players
yeah, like, those patterns are like so hard to hit cleanly, I'd say. Okay.
Some people who are watching already know who the replayer is, but legit, I
Yeah.
feel bad because they missed at the very, very ending. Basically, that was sad.
Kaya nga eh. Okay. So, naman, now that we're done with talent coordination, let's move on to a more favored pick, I guess, for LN players. This is our LN density pick, Sazanami Lazarite. And this is TY1.
2.
TY2 na pala. 2 na ba?
Didn't they have oh no, TY1 pala. Never mind.
Yeah, it's TY1.
I'm getting a bit sidetracked. Sorry. TY1. We have Turks' Sazanami Laserite.
Yeah, mali ata yung na-edit sa overlay kan. Ito yung TY1. Ayun. There we go. Okay, TY3. TY1 po. Okay, so
Technical difficulties.
So this pick, well, asan yung mga shields? If anyone is wondering, well, nilipat namin from the release pick at nilagay sa density pick. If you already noticed, the rice notes in between those LNs, doon sa den section.
It's
Nilipat
concerning when
dito
the
eh.
rice count of an LN pick is like 2/3 the LN count.
Kaya nga eh. Oh yeah. Sarap ng pattern na to. Like very heavy on the middle finger and the ring finger. Nako, good luck sa mga players dito. Also TY1 pa po no ha. Hindi pa po TY3 kung meron man.
Scripted.
Sarap. Sarap ng pick na to. Oh my gosh. Like I feel like a lot of players might actually be avoiding this as well on merit. Like I feel like the O2 jammers would actually like this pick, I'd say, just because of the patterning of this start really. Like you cannot even rely on your rice skill. Like kung rice player ka, you cannot even rely on that. Like this is an actual full on just play LN kind of chart. And now speaking of just play LN kind of
we still
chart.
fix the TY1, but the
Oo nga,
TY1
no? TY3 pa siya eh. Kailangan pa ayusin.
streamer-san onegaishimasu.
Pero, ayun.
Yeah,
Kaso nga lang, for our next pick, kailangan din niya i-edit uli yung overlay. Okay, let's move to LN4. Our LN inverse pick. We have Silent Siren, Guru Guru Wonderland.
SC1! SC1!
Yes. This is our LN inverse pick, clocking it at 187 BPM, considerably faster than our than Sunao ni Naritai from the previous pick. And honestly, I feel like this is like the one pick that we can already fully categorize like just full LN talaga. Pero there is a section here, is like this part here, good luck. Good luck hitting that. You cannot even mirror yourself out of that pattern, I'd say.
Why, sir? Why?
Yep.
Why did you put that?
Pero like other than that, like the patterning here is again pretty straightforward. Well, except for that part na nag-miss, pero that's pretty much it. Now, like one thing that we did not really have from Sunao ni Naritai in the previous round is that not many 1/4 movements, like yung parang stairs. So, ayun, they're here now. So, I think some players might actually prefer it that way. Also, this is our shortest pick of the pool as well, at just above TV size territory. So, kailangan like you kind of want to limit your mistakes here. And again, strategy wise, like it comes in again, like do you avoid this pick in favor of the others, or are you just gonna tank everything?
Hirap talaga mag-choose dito, sir.
Yeah, like all of the LNs are bannable for good reason. Protectable then if you're a player who favor these skill sets. And that's Guru Guru Wonderland, and this ends our LN pool. Ngayon, let's move to our hybrids. And we have IT2.
Hell yeah.
And I think sa'yo to. This is yours to introduce.
Well, obviously this is mine because of course it's Migu. Let's go. Anyway, hybrid 1. We have Sato and Magical Cure Love Shot. This is the for those unaware, it's the Fortnite festival song that became popular because of Miko Miko Beam. And even though it was originally from the 10th expo of or 10th anniversary expo of Miku, but this map, I know it's an Ellen based hybrid, but do be warned, the rice and long note count are basically the same.
Yeah, nga eh. Pero, like the one thing I noticed about this, also, teka lang po, Rice count 2024, LN count 2027, ba't walang 2025? Pwede matanong.
I don't know actually. I think it's kasi na-nerf po kasi to. So,
kaya pala.
there was more, basically. The density of the KIs now are a lot easier, so... very
yeah, that hard.
straightforward,
Yeah.
but it's very, very. How do I put this?
Yep.
It throws everything at you.
Okay, so ano ba? Well, okay. Eto. Matanong ko lang. Okay. Alam mo, I was expecting that you're gonna have like one extremely long LN.
That was the
For the,
original of this chart, but I thought no, it feels so uncomfortable.
But man, it would have been nice though if you kept it. I'd say like just keeping the theme
Yeah,
of the
the original idea for that part was the middle would have been a very long LN on spacebar. So I just thought doesn't flow as well.
Fair enough. Anyways, more of these patterns really like very straightforward patterning here, I'd say. And honestly, like one would say this is also a decent alternative to LN3. Pero again, you're battling with a slightly faster song, and not to mention more reliant on accuracy, especially with the increased amount of rice really in this pool. Like wala tayong masyadong holds in the less hold heavy sections really of this chart. Oh,
Rip.
RIP the player son.
Anyway, all of these KIs, by the way, they're basically mapped the entire the same way. Just tiny change in difference on where the long notes are, the longer long notes are.
Ah.
And didn't ko yung ending.
Also, what is this? Oh my gosh. Okay. Nemuyo.
I used the ranked set of this as timing, so it did cut out the ending of the song, which would have like a 140 BPM, like 8-bit sounding ending. But yeah, this is Hybrid 1. Miku
Okay. Okay, let's move on to Hybrid 2. At ito na nga po, OJ3.
Ayan na po.
So we have Love Live dito sa ating pool. If I'm not mistaken.
Bandori and Love Live, let's go.
So this pick, well, honestly speaking, this is like just a slightly faster and harder version of what we had for Hybrid 2 last weekend. And less thrilly, I'd say. Pero overall, like this feels like like a rice chart with LNs nilagay ng LN sa loob, which has always been the goal of this category for the most part sa PHNats. Okay, so this is gonna be very straightforward. This is a very straightforward pick really for everyone here. I feel like this is something that everyone might end up picking. Just because of how straightforward it is. Pero you have to be super careful with these heavy chords nga lang habang nag-hold. Ito, some fast streams as well. But again, like this is like the main thing about this chart really.
This is literally just that one part in Hybrid 1, but faster and more long notes.
And so, like, I cannot remember if there was like a change in patterning like as we enter like the final part of this chart, pero I just remember this chart being very, 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 very straightforward to negotiate for the most part. It's like, like just holds in between these, in between these streams. Napaka straightforward, really.
Yes,
Ano
sir.
lang, like, pinaka main difference is less thrills from the previous round, and I think stamina might also come into play here. Despite this, actually no, yeah, stamina would be a factor kasi 3-minute pick nga to eh.
Let's see, look at this one last build up.
Okay, so it's again like more of the same patterning really from the other chorus of this song here. And like I feel like again this will be a popular pick, I'd say. Pero doesn't mean that popular pick is easiest pick. It's just gonna be something that you might actually be expecting to be played in any of the matchups that we have in the round. Okay, so up next, Hybrid 3 our technical hybrid. So we have how do you pronounce this song's title ba?
Gefa.
Yun. Na-all na lang may cherry blossom tree sa buds. Oh my gosh.
Diba?
Okay. Tintik na yung name to. Also, one of the ranked charts again in this pool, and one thing I noticed like so late into the process of selecting these pools already is like the fact na mas mababa ang star rating nito kaysa sa Eurocloud last weekend.
And yet, it's harder. A lot harder.
A lot harder, yes. Like, again, may mga daming shields, lots of
oh my god,
lots of mini jacks. Like this is like what? Ito yung parang yung mga kulang na pattern from the previous pool eh. Hindi pinaglalagay din dito lahat eh.
It's like just Neurocloud 9, but dinrawingan, I guess. Oh my god, the density, man, it's getting like worse and worse every week. I guess that makes sense, but I don't know if people are gonna like it.
Oh yeah. Pero like honestly speaking, like I think some of our higher level players might end up picking this actually. I feel like this is like one of those unavoidable charts, especially when a match goes the distance.
Oh yeah, rank to, diba?
Oh, rank to. And like this is the lowest difficulty of the map set.
Yes, I believe so.
That this is in. So like nung late ko na-realize, so wait, this SR is lower. So I immediately checked the higher diffs and then you know what? Why am I relying on rating? What if I play it myself? I played it and oh yeah. This hard Cloud9. Indeed harder, and ayan na nga. You're seeing like, if may LN mini jacks pa nga may shields pa, may pa like
the whole shebang.
Yeah. Sa feeling nyo kulang sa technicality yung previous Hybrid 3, well ayan. Kasi technical, ayan, bigyan ko kay technical. Ayan. Okay.
Alright.
So naman? EX1.
EX1 and a surprise name going back here. We have My Angel Ventis 30 Swing Tech, edited by me. But so that means well, I usually call him Bacon, so this is VC1.
Well, honestly, I think you're more familiar with this chart, I'd say, kasi ikaw yung nag-edit nito eh. Like, ano ba?
I also did suggest it. So I got rid of like 95% of the long notes, so it's more playable. Pretty sure Bacon just mapped this on a whim. He found the song and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna map this. He mapped it. He has rates for this, and that's why you see on the bottom there 205 BPM. Yes, this is an up rate of the original map actually. So I believe this is one rate up. So you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. I mean, ano ba? Mga malalaki na yung mga player. Ano yan sila? Kaya na nilang alagaan sarili nila. Pero
they can
diba
take care of themselves. Yeah.
They can take care of themselves. That's like what we've been saying every single PH Nats. Once you get to these later rounds, Malalaki na yan. Kaya nila yan. Anyways, like, this chart is what? I, yes, sure, it is mixed rice. Pero I feel like, personally speaking, like, this has been more reliant towards like a very, like, just a very fast chord stream. Like, yun yung pinaka-backbone ng chart na to. But, again, like, there is some variety in the charting here, and that's why, that's why we've decided to have this here in EX1. Ayan, so so that is for everyone's information lang. Okay, so that is EX1. Another short pick actually, sub 2 minutes. Kaya kaya something for everyone to be careful of. Okay, let's move on to EX2. We have OJ4.
Let's go!
ano ba to? Mag-expect ba tayo 4 din charts kay Kuro next week?
Mas marami.
I have no idea how many slots. Those LNs look sus. Those LNs look sus, okay?
Dinawigan talaga to eh.
Dinawigan, oo. Hindi, yung start nung pattern eh. Ay, medyo sus yung symmetric na LN na yun. Anyways.
Very cool. Props to Kuro, but holy, that, nah, bro.
No.
Also one of the longest picks this around. 3 minutes ulit.
Like, the stamina draining pick. Also, dinawingan tong chart na to. Kaya, expect like very dense LN usages. Pero, like, this is like the stuff you didn't expect in finals. So, na din yan. I guess this is kind of a given. But the one thing that you'll also notice is the pattern here, like, it's still relatively comfortable, which is a good thing.
Which you somehow don't expect from this pick, but it actually really is.
Okay. Pero like, I feel like the pattern here like seems like like very consistency heavy, and also what are those shields? Ngayon ko lang na realize, wait, those are shields. Okay, so halfway through the chart, like just a short break section, like the absolutely worst place to miss if you're playing this in a tournament setting. Napakalaking score penalty mo, miss ka dito, kasi sobrang tagal makagain ng. Pero now more of these medyo release heavy patterns. And now back to more of this break section ulit. Pero once he ended that final chorus, nako, good luck. Ayan, eto na.
We're back to here.
Yeah, like the density of the pattern here is just really, really immense. Like, it's gonna be pretty impressive to see like how everyone is. Ano yan?
Did you not see that freaking drawing that Kuro put there, man?
Oh yeah, meron pa pala, more than one pa pala yan. Okay. Now, like,
Control H.
Oh yeah, control, yun. Ginawa talagang LN dump yung yung dito na part, no? Yeah, expected.
Trust me, this is not the last you'll see from Kuro, like, at all.
Oh, definitely.
Alright.
Okay, so, EX3 is our final, ano ba?
Regular
The
pick?
final regular pick. There you go. Medyo nawawala na yun.
It's
I'm
too
losing
late,
words.
I'm afraid.
Oo.
It's too late, yeah.
Okay, so this pick, well, okay. More rice than LNs. Like, I think like this is like what, around 37% LN usage in this chart, which is kind of low for a mini tiebreaker. Pero honestly speaking, like I kind of feel like it still works out.
Yeah, like
Ano eh.
the LN difficulty is already there even without that many LNs. So
Kaya nga eh. Okay, so like just this short build-up section. Like most of the race really is found in those build-up sections, I'd say. Yung medyo mahirap yung ano. Ayan, there you go, the LN difficulty here. This is what you meant by that. Like the LN difficulty is just right there.
yep.
Kaya medyo ingat-ingat yung mga ingat-ingat tayo lahat once you get there.
You really have to, considering who the mapper is.
Yeah, like it's kind of a given though. Like it's a trickster. You have to be careful na. You're gonna have to expect the worst for your fingers, I'd say. Ooh, yeah, that transition. Sarap.
Tanong ko lang kayo, mga 70 players.
Oo nga, okay pa ba kayo? Like, pinag-iisipan niyo na ba kung ano yung ibaban nyo?
Gusto na matulog, 12:30 na eh.
Alam mo, hindi pa ako kumakain ng matinaw po.
Makakain ko lang. Thankfully, kakain ko lang.
Sana all.
I almost nearly didn't, considering technically dapat 7k una, no? So
Oh. Yeah, pero you had to do it due to a few things. Now more of this like kind of like a semi-dump pattern. Not exactly dump, like just a very asymmetric pattern.
now do the same
And
thing
now,
but long roads.
same thing with Ellen, yeah. And that ends our regular pool in the
Also the replayer
semifinals.
name. We don't talk about it, okay?
We don't talk about that Sino nga ba naglagay ng replayer name na yan? I want.
Hey, it wasn't me who said it. It was Bacon.
Wow, nanguhulog.
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so for our next pick, or I'd say for a tiebreaker pick, I have something to say.
Yeah, do go ahead.
Alam mo, like the reason why we had to stall a little bit kasi yung difficulty name nung chart napakahaba.
Yeah.
And when you see this uploaded, you will notice na yung original difficulty name yan yung magiging banner ng upload.
Yep.
And then if you follow the 2025 PH Nationals na standard, you are gonna be very familiar with this song. I know Ken is gonna be very familiar with this song. We have Altemis versus Takehirote, Celestial Divine, clash between light and darkness. The PHNS 2025 Grand Finals tiebreaker, charted for the semifinals. This Mania Nats set in 7K.
May I reveal the cause of delay, by the way?
Sige, go.
Alright, so again, this is our tiebreaker, the original song from the standard nationals of this year for all the Philippines. But this is a collab, obviously. It's not just Surfchu, obviously. Let's start, it's actually mine. So, mappers included, we have 5 actually, right? That would be me, Surfchu85, My Angel Dante, aka Bacon, Lazerent, and Oji-san, aka the 5 charters of the qualifiers.
Yup, nagsanib puwersa ang mga qualified charters. So, well, how do you explain this chart? Well,
An amalgam,
indeed. Alam mo, pinag-iisipan pa natin, ipaparang pa natin tong chart na to, no?
I feel like we still can. But
Yeah,
there was another issue I forgot to mention.
Okay, guys. Let's just say na, like, the part you're seeing right now, as far as I know, this is,
Lazerent.
This is Lazerent's part. So,
this is mine.
yeah. The intro is obviously surf-coded. Yes. Napaka-obvious nun. Oo.
This
Okay,
part... Cora,
Yeah,
I believe.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, this is ano. No, yeah, this is ano. This is Cora's part in. Yeah, okay, there you go. Like heavy, heavy Ellen usages, ano. By the way, in the original version of this start, hindi ganito yung pattern yan. Sasabihin ko lang po. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a cause for concern, but we'll say about it at the end.
Let's talk about it after the chart, yes. Pero again, like heavy chords in that in the section. Now, back to surf coded sections.
Surf coded for the next 30 seconds basically. And there's a good reason why we had a delay, but hindi sa kasi dyan eh, ano eh.
Yeah,
let's not point fingers just yet.
Basta malalaman lang nila yan pagkatapos ng ano. Okay, so next part is gonna be Lazaran's part again. Yep. And this is really, really fun, rice section here, I'd say. Like, just a really, really fun section. Double, very safe for double stairs and some occasional fast stairs. Oh, yep, now into this,
This is Bacon's part.
Bacon's part, yep. Heavy chords on the percussion hits.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep. Okay. So there's a bit of a break section. Yes, this is counted as a break section. Yes. This part is so good.
This is Laser End, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's close. It's not yet.
Yep.
This is still Bacon's part, actually. Not bad.
Yep. Ayun,
there, this is Laser End's. There you go.
Laser End's part.
And then it's me.
Yep.
For once, a slow section.
A slow section that is not charted by me, by the way, just to emphasize.
I hate that I had to do this, but you know what? I may as well.
I forgot that this was a thing. Well, anyways, just we're slowly building up to like the slowly building up to to the real fun part of this chart, which is gonna be which kung kita niyo pala yung nasa overlay, like you're seeing the BPM. So yes, indeed, there is a 240 BPM section in this chart, which is coming a few moments from now.
Yep, this is still Bacon's part, by the way. But it's gonna transition slowly but surely. The BPM is slowly descending, but not for long. Again, this is again Laser End?
Yep, should be. Okay. And now we're almost there. Almost there. At ito na po ang part ni Cora. Ayun.
Oh, Cora.
Yep. I tell you guys, hindi pati the first version of this section is not what you think it is. It was worse, yes.
I can reveal how much worse it was later, but not right now.
And that ends this chart.
Wait, another surf through coded section.
Yeah, pero I mean that's pretty much it though. Like surely wala magkakaproblema sa section na to, di ba? Surely.
Yeah, considering it's like what 100.
I don't think anyone's gonna miss here. Sana naman. Ayun. And that ends the semifinals Mappool showcase for both for again 7K for PHN's Mania.
Alright, now because I have to point them out, because Cora has been said something along the lines of feeling ko team undermapped. I feel like, no, I think Cora just overmapped, because before this chart was finalized, Kura's final section on this chart brought the chart up from 6.9 stars to 9.99.
Not even 9.99. 10.12.
10.12!
Also, yan nga po yung you're
Yun
seeing
yung
right
full
now the
difficulty
original the full difficulty name. Yup, yan po. Mortal Suffering, Clash of OG Suns Drawing and Pool Difficulty. Ayan po, yan po sana yung difficulty name until nasira yung until nasira yung
Yeah, we couldn't
Yung file-
download
yung mga
it.
file.
We really couldn't
Oo.
download it.
So yeah, that is and that is indeed PHNM 2025 Semifinals Mappool Showcase, and let's end this quick. Like lang, some important announcements lang po. Match schedules are already up. Pools and stuff like custom charts will be uploaded by respective set owners. Like a few moments from now, and we'll post an announcement once everything is up on the sheets and all. Anyways, in behalf of the entire Mappool selection team and all, this has been Search285, Itawachi, Lot, and Lively Peninsula for PHNM 2025 Semifinals Mappool Showcase. We'll see you guys on the matches this weekend, and good night.
Good night, everyone. Good luck.